I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Rufflet. One of the key symbols of the United States of America is a bald eagle, a large bird and the only one of its kind in North America. South of the USA, in Mexico, an eagle killing a snake atop a cactus adorns the flag, owing to an ancient legend which says the Aztec Empire found the location of what is today Mexico City by following a prophecy that they would know where to settle when they saw just that, an eagle kill a snake atop a cactus. The eagle was selected as the national bird of the USA by its founding fathers, and has stayed a totem of that nation ever since, though Benjamin Franklin wanted to use a turkey instead, calling it a brave bird which would never back down from the British. The eagle is what won out, and it can be seen today everywhere, from dumb internet memes to the carpet in the Oval Office of the White House itself. Rufflet is the primary bird Pokemon found in Pokemon White's version of Unova, a normal and flying type eagle chick with a fluffy white head. While this is an eagle, its character is more akin to Franklin's beloved turkey. Pokemon Black tells us, "They crush berries with their talons. They bravely stand up to any opponent, no matter how strong it is." And Pokemon White tells us, "They will challenge anything, even strong opponents, without fear. Their frequent fights help them become stronger." Eagles are birds of prey, the modern descendants of the mighty raptors which stalked the earth in dinosaur times. And Pokemon Moon tells us, "With its sharp claws, this Pokemon pierces its prey, and then it pecks at them. Although it also consumes berries, it's a carnivore at heart." Rufflet's name refers to its feathers, easily ruffled, with the "lut" suffix to say this is just an infant, like an eaglet. The Japanese name is Washibon, a little eagle boy. Perhaps the Japanese developers of Pokemon are, as well as celebrating American culture, also taking a little dig at it. Pokemon Sword says, "If it spies a strong Pokemon, Rufflet can't resist challenging it to a battle. But if Rufflet starts losing, it starts bawling." Perhaps Rufflet will have a little more luck and spend a little less time crying when, at level 54, it evolves into Braviary. Braviary is a large, majestic eagle Pokemon with plumage of red, white, and blue, a true American yeehaw. America was born from war with Britain, established itself by warring with the native peoples, famously fought a war with Japan, where Pokemon comes from, and continues to profit from war to this day. Braviary, as the Pokemon embodiment of that nation, is a soldier. Pokemon Black tells us, "They fight for their friends, without any thought about danger to themselves. One can carry a car while flying." And Pokemon White, "The more scars they have, the more respect these brave soldiers of the sky get from their peers." I'm no fan of war, especially most modern wars, but that doesn't mean I have any disrespect for the brave men and women who fight, even if the country they're fighting for does betray them. Like Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear series, I think Pokemon also takes a "war is bad but soldiers are good" approach to the world. Pokemon Ultra Moon says, "Known as the hero of the skies, this Pokemon is so proud and so brave that it will never retreat, even when it's injured." And Pokemon Sword, "Known for its bravery and pride, this majestic Pokemon is often seen as a motif for various kinds of emblems." Other Pokedex entries make me think of Zoro from One Piece. Ultra Sun tells us, "The more scars it has on its front, the more heroic it's considered to be. Those with many scars on their back are mocked by the flock." After all, scars on the back are a swordsman's shame. While Braviary is flying and normal type, its counterpart in Pokemon Black, Mandibuzz, had the more interesting flying and dark type. This imbalance was mended somewhat by the introduction of Hisuian Braviary. In the Hisui region, Rufflet evolved into a psychic and flying type form of Braviary, with purple plumage. Legends Arceus tells us of Hisuian Braviary. Screaming a blood-curdling battle cry, this huge and ferocious bird Pokemon goes out on the hunt. It blasts lakes with shockwaves, then scoops up any prey that floats to the water's surface. The sea eagles of Hokkaido were respected as sea gods by the native Ainu people, whose culture inspired much of the Hisuian Pokédex. Welcome back to Moyles on Mon. Rufflet.
God bless America. So I never used Rufflet because doesn't it evolve at a stupidly late level?
That sounds about right.
Like,
it's weirdly late in the... Yeah, level 54 it evolves into
yeah, like for nah. Like, I'm assuming I must have ran across it early, I'm not sure, but I like Braviary's design. Rufflet, just a baby bird with a big old head. I'm about that. Braviary, I mean, you're looking at the Pokemon game that's meant to be set in the Pokemon world's equivalent of America. You need you need an eagle, and Braviary has a good eagle. I'm about him. But again, much like Basculin from before, my major exposure to Braviary was with the Hisuian version, who you use to soar across the skies.
Yeah, or more like glide across the sky, let's be honest.
Yeah, fair.
Jay is of course correct. Hisuian Braviary was one of the Pokemon which players could call to help them traverse in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It allowed players to glide from high places, though perhaps to maintain the relevance of Sneasler, it couldn't fly upwards. For being eagles, neither form of Braviary is particularly fast. Instead, both have very high HP and attack, physical for Unova and special for Hisuian. This makes them tricky to use competitively, but not impossible. Using the move Substitute, Braviary can make itself a force to be reckoned with in one-on-one battles in particular. The name Braviary combines bravery with aviary, brave and pertaining to birds. The Japanese name, Wargle, perhaps takes the Japanese and English words for eagle, though it also seems to throw the word war in there as well. War in the Pokemon world has been hinted at as far back as Lieutenant Surge with, as it happens, the first American character. For a game first made by teens in the early 90s, whose parents grew up under the American occupation, it's hardly a surprise. Let's just hope the future of our world can one day be as peaceful as that of the Pokemon world. Original music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Funding is provided by listeners at patreon.com/podcastio-podcastius. For just $1 a month, supporters can listen to episodes a week early, and also help cover hosting and fees, making it possible for me to keep making episodes every week. I love hearing from listeners. Get in touch about upcoming Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Drop a comment if you're watching the video, or a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Coming up are Vullaby and Heatmore, so please get in touch about those or any other monsters. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Rufflet, and remember, I love you too.